Hello, everybody. Welcome to Solo at Home for August 31st. We will get to Coach Pam and her lesson on mindfulness in just a second, but I want to be sure to thank our sponsors that we've had over the past couple of weeks for our Solo at Home programming. That includes DeSoto High School, Hobson Lumber, and First State Bank of Farmington. So thank you to all of those sponsors, and we'll turn it over to Coach Pam to talk about mindfulness. Coach?
Hi, everybody. I'm hearing a lot about mindfulness right now. And I think that a lot of us understand the benefits of it, but I don't know how many of us have actually gotten a chance to practice it. So my goal today is to walk you through a couple of exercises so that we can do mindfulness together. So if you're new to it, I can sort of model how I do it, but remember that everybody's a little bit different. And one of the things that I want to talk about today is that when we talk about mindfulness, we seem to spend a lot of time talking about it and how it helps us when we're stressed or we're sad or we're afraid. But mindfulness is also a way to capture the good things, the joy. So sometimes when you've had a really good day and you take a moment for mindfulness, it helps you to absorb the joy and keep it in your heart a little bit longer. And then sometimes if you are having a bad day, you can go back to that and remember it. So I like to think of mindfulness as not only something that helps me when things are hard, but also something that helps me to celebrate when things are good. So let's start right off the bat with what I like to do is I like to have a little bit of sound in the background. It can't be music for me though, because suddenly I find myself singing along and not really doing mindfulness. So today I have ocean sounds, and that's not usually my favorite. My favorite is rain sounds. But if you're in Missouri, you know we probably had enough of that for right now. So I just kind of have soothing sounds in the background. And the reason I do that is it helps me to tune into what's happening here and less about what's happening out there. So the first thing I want you to do is just remember that what you're doing is you're saying that you're in this moment, that you're thinking about right now, not something that is making you sad, but maybe something that's making you happy, and you're in this moment. And we're going to talk about being present. And for some people, I go right to, is it wrapped? But it's not that kind of present. It means you're right here in this second, thinking about yourself. Because all of the things, the wonderful things that you do for your friends and your family are great, but you have to remember that you're important too. So let's start with something really simple. I like to take my hand and put it onto my chest because when I do my breathing, then not only am I thinking about it, but I can actually feel it. So let's start with some simple breathing exercises. Start by breathing through your nose in and out through your mouth. I like to count. You don't have to. I think in 1, 2, out 1, 2, real quietly to myself. Let's do 3 in a row. Can you feel it? You should start to feel your shoulders relax a little bit. And if they're not, go ahead and shake them a little bit. That's a really good start. Your hand is here. You're right here. This is you. So I think to myself, I'm here. I'm here. I like to roll my head around a little bit, sort of relax my shoulders. All right. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Now we're going to practice saying, I'm here. So say, breath in, I'm here. I'm here. You should start to feel your body relax a little bit. Let's take a second to sort of shake our arms out a little bit. Maybe put your arms up, down, roll your neck a little bit. Are you starting to feel more relaxed? Because even on a really good day, at the end of the day, sometimes you're still kind of tensed up. And if you want to take something like a good day and make that memory permanent, let's do that too, because you're going to be here then too. So put your hand on your chest and think something really wonderful that happened. Do you remember the gold medal that you got? Do you remember when your team sang happy birthday to you? Do you remember when your mom made your favorite pancakes? Something that was really special to you. I'm going to give you a second to think about what you want to think about. Have you got something? I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think about that. Put your hand on your chest and we're going to go. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. So why are we doing this? Well, one of the things that happens when we get nervous or we have something exciting happen, whether it's good or bad, is that we start to think about all of the things that can go wrong, or we think about, gosh, that was a really fun day. I hope I have it again. So we think about all the things that are kind of around us, and we forget to take care of ourselves. And we forget that we're important too. And your calmness and your ability to remember the really good things, but breathe through the things that are bothering you, is going to be a skill that you can use your whole life. I've been doing this for a really long time, but in my day, we called it something else. And now it's called mindfulness. And I find that when I have something really good happen, I want to remember it. And so I kind of think of it as a picture in my brain, but I want it to stay there. So by thinking about it when I'm breathing, it kind of makes the memory last longer. So let's do another really good memory. Think back to something that happened. It might have even happened today. There's something you really want to remember. I remember bringing home my babies, and they're 33 and 31 now. I remember bringing home my puppy. Do you remember that? Put your hand on your chest and think about that memory for just a second, and then we're going to breathe together. So think about that really good memory. Let your shoulders relax. Are you ready? Okay. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. So you kind of just printed a picture in your brain, just like you might send a picture to have it printed so that you can have a hard copy of it. We just made that part of your brain. But now let's talk about what we do if we've had a bad day or something sad that happens. You have a picture in your brain now, don't you? Something that's a good memory, right? So I want you to go there. So if you've had a bad day, you're going to think, I'm here again, because you're thinking about yourself and your own breathing and the things you have control over. But I want you to think back to that really good memory you just put in your brain. And we're going to revisit it. So right now, Coach Pam is going back to school and getting ready to teach. And things are really different for me right now. So what helps me is I think about how fun it is to see the kids that are in my class. So that's what I'm going to think about. What are you going to think about? Let's put our hands on our chest again. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Now, when can you use this? Sometimes it might be in the middle of the day that you think you really need to do it. Or you might have something really wonderful happen and everything's settled down, the presents are opened, or you've finished your pancakes or whatever was really amazing. And you might take just a moment to go off by yourself and have a moment of mindfulness, either to save a memory or to help replace something that was not a good memory with a good memory. By saying, I'm here. It's kind of a cool thing you can do. I think sometimes we worry an awful lot about stuff that we can't control. And then sometimes we use that and it's in our brains and we can't remember the really good things. And we don't want to ever lose track of the really good things, do we? What is mindfulness for each person? Is kind of a question that's up to you. What works for you? I have a friend who will sit and do that for 15 minutes. I have never made 15 minutes. For me, really, 5 minutes every day or 10 minutes every day makes a really big difference because it helps me to remember that I'm important and that I have things that are going to stay with me through the day and help when bad things happen and help me remember the good things. A lot of times as human beings, we spend too much time thinking about the mistakes that we've made. But can I tell you something? If somebody made a mistake or said something mean to you, you would forgive them, wouldn't you? Because you're a good person. So if you make a mistake and you feel bad about it, you apologize, but you have to forgive yourself too. And mindfulness will help you to remember that when bad things happen, go to a good place, relax, and then you can work on whatever it is that you need to fix. Okay? Let's do one more. Let's start by sort of relaxing roll your shoulders a little bit. Roll our heads around. When I'm nervous or I'm excited, it all is right here in my shoulders. And you may not want to put your hand on your chest. You might prefer to have your hands in your lap. And that's okay. And I'm going to tell you a secret. If you want to, you can do mindfulness while you're laying down. So if you're stretched out on your bed at night and everything's calmed down and you want to take that time to do your mindfulness, that's okay too. You don't have to have sound. You don't have to have soft music. You just have to relax for just a second and think about you. Okay? Let's do one more. I'm not going to say I'm here. I want you to say it to yourself. Okay? We're going to do 3. Okay. You guys did great today. I want you to be able to come back to this video if you forget how to do it. But what I want you to really do is I want you to take a moment to think, you're pretty amazing. And you have some wonderful memories up here. So take a little picture and print it in your brain and then go to that for your mindfulness. Go someplace wonderful. Go to a good memory. to help you remember that I'm here and I count. You're here and you count. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you, Coach Pam. As always, we appreciate you. Everybody have a good afternoon, okay? Bye, everybody.